Honourable for Calgary Mountain View.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Well, this Halloween, something very, very scary lurks in the shadows of these halls. Political action committees are subverting Alberta's election finance rules by bleeding dark money into leadership and election campaigns. Alberta Liberals are going to stop this along with a government. Alberta Liberals want to stop this. It's not clear the New Democrats want to stop this. What magic will the Premier work to ensure Albertans decide elections, not spooky interest groups?
Honourable Premier.
Well, thank you very much to the member for that very, very scary question. But no, in fact, I have to say I agree completely with the sentiments that are expressed within that question. Our very first bill, once we got elected, Mr. Speaker, was to take big money out of politics and to enhance disclosure of the money that does go in. But the member opposite raises an interesting question about the matter of PACS. Many governments across the country have tried in a number of different ways to limit the impact of PACS, and sometimes the courts have pushed back against that. So we introduced legislation that we thought would get us there, but we think—
Honourable Premier, thank you. First supplemental.
Groups like Unite Alberta, United Liberty, Alberta Together are channeling shadowy funds to the parties of my honourable colleagues to the right and to the far right. But it's the NDP zombie-like pace on regulating PACS that is very unsettling. Is the government dragging its feet because dark money flows in your veins?
Honourable member, I'm inclined to say boo, but I won't. The Honourable Premier.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Well, in fact, you know, as I've said, our government is committed to taking not only big money out of politics, but also dark money out of politics. And we are concerned at the rate at which we are able to see enforcement of the legislation that we've got in place right now, and we are also looking at whether there are ways to strengthen that legislation within the confines of what the courts have set up to now. And we hope there is, and I think you'll hear more from us on that very soon. But, Mr. Speaker, there is no question that people need to disclose, and I would suggest that the new leader of the official opposition might want to—
Thank you, Honourable Premier. Thank you. Thank you. Second supplemental.
You heard it, Mr. Speaker, very soon. The NDP really wants to bury this issue in the political catacombs. But the Alberta Liberals want to drive a stake into the heart so it cannot suck the lifeblood of our democracy. We do that by making PACS follow the same rules as everyone else, which is what my Bill 214 proposes. Will the Premier be Wonder Woman and pledge her government support? Yes or no?
The Honourable Premier.
Mr. Speaker, I will commit to the member opposite that you will see from this government the most aggressive legislation against PACS that we can possibly bring in and ensure that it stands up to the courts between now and the next election, because that's what Albertans need. They need dark money out of their politics, they need big money out of their politics, and they need a light shone on where the money is coming from, which is why I again suggest that Jason Kenney should disclose his leadership donors. That's right.